Hey Sioux Falls, Shannon Austin here with another Public Works update for you on a couple of our construction projects going on. We have two DOT projects we're going to update you today on. We welcome back to the show Travis Dressen, who's our DOT star.
Hi Shannon.
Travis, how's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
Very good. We've had some wet weather.
We have, yes.
On a couple of our projects. So we are out on Veterans Parkway from Rice Street up to Interstate 90. We're underwater right now.
Yeah, a good portion of the project is, yeah.
Yeah, so what can the contractor be working on in the next few weeks?
Well, right now work is still progressing at the interchange. Things are moving along pretty well up there, actually. The bridge deck has been placed, so that's done.
Good.
Right now they're finishing the last of the ramp paving up there, so that project is coming together. That portion of the project's coming together pretty nice.
So we do see a little bit of work going on north of the interchange. What's going on up the hill then?
So that's the grading work that has started at the interchange and moving north up the hill. The grading work is done, the gravel's been put on there, and we expect paving to start there in the next couple weeks.
Okay, so that portion along with the interchange will be done yet in 2019?
Yeah, that has a completion date of October 23rd of this year. We expect to be pretty close to hit that date, if not just a couple weeks after.
So the contractor isn't concerned about that at all?
No, no, that's looking pretty decent up there.
All right, so then talk to me a little bit about the southern portion. 60th Street North connection will that be open also with the interchange?
So 60th Street North will not be open this year. So anything south of the interchange will remain closed throughout the winter. And the completion date on the rest of the project south of the interchange back to Rice Street is expected to be done. It had an original completion date of August of 2020. The way things are looking here at the Big Sioux River behind us, that's probably going to be late 2020.
So that's, it's unfortunate, but certainly the contractor's doing the best that they can do with the amount of water that we've had.
Really the critical piece of work on this part of the project is the Big Sioux River structure.
Okay.
Throughout a lot of 2018 with record rainfalls, the opportunity to work in the Big Sioux River was limited. That kind of got carried over in the spring of 19 and then here again towards late 2019. So it's questionable how much work will be able to get done in the Big Sioux River bottom.
Okay, so the approaches up to it from Veterans Parkway from Rice Street to the river and then on the north of the river, that looks like that's almost ready to be paved?
Yeah, I would say the grading on the overall project's about 95% complete. So really not a lot of grading work left to do. The bridge over the Eastern and Ellis is nearly complete. The bridge deck's been poured. Still some work to do on the barrier rails, approach slabs, things like that. Same with the structure over 60th Street. Bridge deck's been placed. So a lot of it is just getting the gravel on, getting what paving we can do, and then trying to tackle the Big Sioux River structure. Okay,
so do you think the contractor will actually start paving Veterans then this year, or will he wait till 2020?
Yeah, I suspect there will be some paving here from the interchange going to the south. Yeah, I would expect there's going to be some paving work this year.
Then that'll really start building the excitement for people to drive on it.
Right.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell our viewers about the project?
As far as traffic impacts, of course, from Rice to I-90 is closed right now. Currently, the westbound off-ramp is open to service those businesses at the interchange. However, those who get off there will need to take the detour to the north. Other than that, the other ramps remain closed as of right now. Of course, 60th Street is closed. That's really about it.
Okay, so I know we've had some pretty serious crashes through the construction zone, so people just got to slow down and pay attention.
Right, very congested, and I think that will help now that both lanes are open.
Well, maybe we'll be back in October, maybe late October, November, to see if that water ever goes down.
Sure. Hopefully we're a little drier.
All right, our second project update. We are now on the south part of the city. I'm still with Travis Dressen from the DOT, but we are on a different project, and it's Minnesota Avenue, or Highway 115, from 85th Street all the way through the Harrisburg corner. So the last time we were here, Travis, we were down closer to Harrisburg. Not a lot of activity because of the rain, of course, but certainly looks like you guys have moved along quite nicely this summer.
Right, this project really has progressed well. It was one of the ones early on that was going to be a concern down here in Lincoln County. It's pretty flat, holds a lot of water, so but this project has really moved along really nicely.
So what is all paved out then, starting at the south end?
So the project starts just a little bit south of the Harrisburg corner, or County Road 110.
Okay.
And then it's complete now up through 272nd Street, or will be here by the end of this week.
Okay.
One of the major milestones was getting up through about where the apple orchard is for a couple of reasons. Orchard season's kind of coming up here this fall. And then we wanted to get that section paved out prior to the school year starting at the Harrisburg High School up to Tiger Way.
Very good, of course. So my kids will be very happy we can get to the apple orchard now.
Yep, all right. Yep, from the south.
Yes. All right, so then this year, how far to the north will you get paved out?
So this project goes up to about Cardinal Place, which is about 1,000 feet south of County Road 106.
Okay.
There shouldn't be any issues making that milestone here. That completion here is the middle part of November of this year.
Okay.
In fact, the grading work is done. The contractor has chose to continue grading up towards 106, so doing that work in that closed section of the roadway and kind of taking advantage of that this year.
Okay. Well, as we stand here, there's some unique things on the surface. Can you tell our viewers what those are?
Sure. So this is non-reinforced concrete pavement. So they have joints cut across the roadway every 15 feet.
Okay.
And these are the dowel bar baskets that are sitting underneath of those joints, and they're the load transfer devices. So as vehicles travel from one slab to the next, that load is transferred through these dowel bars. So it keeps that crack, so to speak, in the concrete where we want it to be, where we can keep it sealed.
Because we know concrete's going to crack.
Yep, it's going to crack and it's going to move, and this allows for that movement.
Okay, great. So this is pretty normal activity. I know the last time we were here, we talked about using the broken up existing concrete road as base. This is pretty normal though for a concrete street,
right? Yeah, this is very typical, and this was one of the projects that reuses some of that existing construction materials and recycles that and puts it back into the project again.
You guys are always so forward thinking on your whole construction practices, and you're certainly you set example for a lot of the other states.
Thank you.
We certainly appreciate that. So then looking forward to 2020 from Highway 106 to 85th Street, kind of give our viewers an update of what's to come.
Yeah, so coming here in 2020, that section will be closed from 85th Street down through 106.
Okay.
Currently it is open from 85th Street to 106. The work taking place next year will be, of course, the city water main work that's going to be happening, and then the majority of the rest of the roadway grading, and then finally concrete paving. And the shared use path that's being placed on the east side of the road, grading for that is taking place now. That won't be paved until the very end.
Okay.
But I'd suspect that this is going to be one of the first projects that see concrete paving next year.
Oh, wonderful. So that whenever we have underground utilities, that does slow the progress of the contractor, though, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It's time-consuming work, but like I said, progress has been really good this year despite the wet conditions.
Okay. So the side path, our viewers probably don't know much about that, but give an idea what to look for when the project is actually complete on that side path.
Sure. So this will be a 4-lane divided section with turn lanes, full median openings at the quarter-mile points. There will be a 10-foot shared use path on the east side of the roadway separated by a 6-foot boulevard.
Oh, that'll be
so
great.
that'll be a nice shared use path all the way from Sioux Falls down to the community of Harrisburg.
Really basically connecting both communities.
Right,
then. Yeah.
that's right.
So then how about traffic signals? Will we have any traffic signals along this corridor?
Yeah, so we have traffic signals planned for County Road 110 at the Harrisburg corner, and then again up at County Road 106 and Highway 115.
Okay.
Of course, the 106 signals won't be installed until next year when the work's done. Still planning on getting the signals up at County Road 110 this year.
Okay. So this project, it really hasn't had a lot of impacts on drivers immediately just because they've been detoured, but certainly as we look around, there's a lot of impacts to adjacent property owners. How's that relationship been with a lot of our homeowners?
Good. It has been good. Our contractor's done a nice job communicating with the folks who live along here. There's several businesses located along here, so during those wet conditions, it can be challenging trying to get folks in and out. A number of businesses have patrons every morning, so we see people coming and going the same route every day. So but now that we're kind of through and get some of the surfacing in, it's looking a lot more better, or a lot more positive, I should say.
Great. Excellent. Well, thanks so much for the update. We'll probably check back in with you next spring.
That sounds good. Thanks, Shannon.
Our last update today, we bring it back into 26th and Southeastern. Dena, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Dena, we've been a little bit on the south side of the town and north side of the town, but now bringing it back to 26th and Southeastern. We haven't been out here for a couple of weeks. What's going on?
The biggest thing is the bridge over the interstate. All of the girders have been placed. All of the evening closures are completed. So now the new decking crew for the contractor will be starting, and we hope to have that completed here in the next month.
So those night closures, is that typical for bridge work in the state of South Dakota?
Yes, yep, it is important. The contractor swings those girders in and places them, and if anything were to happen, which nothing happened, but if anything were to happen, they would fall, and we would not want anybody underneath them.
Right. So even as you look from our aerial photos, we got 5 cranes out there. That's amazing.
Yes.
To have so much. The contractor really has to organize that work very, very well to be able to get all that work done.
Yes, they do. Yep.
So just explain a little bit then for our viewers. So we come back then, and what do we put then next on top of the girders?
So then it'll just be mats and mats of steel. So layers and layers of steel, and then they tie those in. So that would be called the decking of the bridge. And then finally, then they would pour concrete through all of that stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
So that should be able to be done by Christmas time, don't you think?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
They're anticipating a deck pour in about a month.
Okay,
Yep.
so that's good news.
Yep.
So then as we continue to, I guess still staying at the interchange, Yeager Road is fully paved out?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeager Road is fully paved out. We are leaving that closed. The traffic turning movements that we would be putting onto 26th Street, we fear that it would cause more congestion for those people on 26th Street. And we understand that the congestion on 26th Street at certain times of day is sometimes unbearable. So right now we're leaving Yeager Road closed.
Okay. So then as we continue to the east, then we have, of course, our bridge over the river, but then let's focus a little bit on Rotary Park. So Rotary Park is complete. It's open to traffic, but with our rains, we did have to close it for a little while. Is there any cleanup work that had to be done for that?
Really, there isn't. I mean,
Okay.
in the park itself, it is meant to flood,
Okay.
and then floodwaters recede. We didn't really have a lot of cleanup with this.
Good.
The pedestrian bridge, the railings were laid down, so there weren't any damage to them. It is designed for the railings to be laid down and for the water and debris to go over the top of it. So it functioned exactly like it should be.
Awesome.
There was some branches and stuff that got caught up on the bridge. Completely normal, and those will be removed, and the railings will be put up as soon as the water levels drop.
Great. So that's good news. So the bridge then over the Big Sioux River looks like we're running a little bit behind schedule, mainly I suppose just because of the water levels. What is your anticipation for what work can our drivers see in the next couple of months?
Right now, they're actually pouring the cap. So it would be the top of the piers on Pier 4,
Okay.
and then they've started placing the foundation work for Pier 5.
So how many, we have 5 piers or how many?
Yep, there's
okay.
5 piers, yeah.
So the other 3 are done?
Yes,
So
correct.
just have 2 left, okay.
Yep.
And we saw when we were out on Veterans Parkway, it's kind of the same situation that doing that work in and near the Big Sioux River is really challenging because of the water levels.
It is, yep. And with the flood that we had, they were ready to pour one of the piers, and then the flood waters came into their cofferdam, and then they had to pump that out and clean it out
Okay.
and get ready.
So what can we expect then for the remainder of the year? Will we be driving on new concrete before Christmas, do you think?
We really hope so.
Okay.
There are no issues with the bridge over the interstate. The one over the river that's the variable right now.
Yeah.
Right now, we're going to leave traffic the way it is.
Okay.
If we can't get traffic over the river on the new side, we'll have to really look at the traffic and see how we can make it work.
Okay.
But yeah, we're just going to kind of wait and see here for the next month or two.
So then a couple of things that we did add to the detour routes or the alternate routes where we did do some signal improvements at 18th in Cleveland and 26th in Cleveland, right?
Right.
Yeah, we did left turn lanes, arrows, is that what we did?
Yes, yep, we put up a 5-section head at both of those intersections.
And so then how have you seen, is that working out well to get through the traffic through the area a little bit better?
It seems to kind of push traffic through a little
Good.
bit more. It kind of divides the traffic and lets those go through first before the straight.
Okay. Still, like you said, a little slow going.
It is, it is.
All right. Well, thanks so much for your time today.
Yes, thank you.
Well, that's a wrap, Sioux Falls. As winter approaches, we're wrapping up as much of these projects as we can. For more information, stay tuned to our website, siouxfalls.org/street construction. See you next time.